18 minutes before 8 o'clock. As we all recover from holiday shopping, you may notice a charge on your credit card that you don't recognize or you know you didn't make. This morning, we want to help you better understand how to legally dispute them. Annie Rodriguez is an attorney with Jack's Area Legal Aid and is joining us via Zoom this morning. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Jen. How are you?
So first, would you explain the kind of charges that show up on a credit card that are disputable?
Yes. So, typically people think of just the unauthorized use. Maybe somebody got your credit card, you lost it, an identity theft. But this also includes charges for the wrong amount, charges that were made on the wrong date. If you order something and you don't get the goods at all or they aren't as described. And even if you just need more clarification about a charge on your account, the dispute process is useful.
And should you start first then with the credit card company when you are trying to dispute it, or with the business that made the charge?
So you can kind of what I would call dual tracking it. You can be in contact with the vendor. Sometimes you can resolve it on that level, but I wouldn't sleep on your rights. Take action promptly with your credit card company because you only have 60 days to get a written dispute to your creditor.
And that day, that amount of time, that time frame is very important. So I want to make sure that our viewers heard that correctly. You have 60 days then to dispute the charge. Some credit card companies, and you've experienced this certainly personally in your profession, can really dig their heels in the sand. So reading the fine print is important. I mean, what should we look for then as a credit card owner?
So with every credit card, there's a card member agreement. You may have gotten it in the mail. It's a bunch of fine print. If you can't find it in your records, you can go online through your credit card provider, or sometimes the FTC also has that information. But basically, you're going to want to look usually in the billing rights section. There's going to describe there where you need to send it, what they accept as far as a billing dispute, whether it be, some companies may accept it by email, but generally you've got to mail it to a certain address and it's got to get to them in that 60 days. It's very important that this written dispute is received in that 60 days by your credit card company.
Okay, so then don't make an assumption that because you called and talked to someone over the phone that it's resolved, because they can get you on the fine print is what I'm hearing in that.
Exactly. And even, you can dispute it in your app, you can dispute it over the phone, but the written dispute under the Fair Credit Billing Act is very important piece of this puzzle in case the credit card company decides that they don't want to reverse the charges.
And so what should that dispute contain if you're mailing this then?
Yeah, so, basic information, your name, your full account number, your billing address, and then you want to let the company know the date, the amount, the vendor that's listed as for the disputed charge, and then you want to explain why it's incorrect. And you can send documents that support this. If you have reached out to the vendor and they've said, yeah, we recognize that you didn't make this charge, you should put that in the written dispute to send to the credit card company. And if they reject your dispute, you also have 10 days to submit more information or restart the dispute process.
And is there a certain amount of time that they meaning the credit cards, are committed to respond to your dispute?
Sure. So they've got to let you know within 30 days that they've received your dispute. They have 90 days to investigate and correct the error or explain to you why they are upholding the transaction. And like I said, if you disagree with that, you have 10 days to send a new written dispute of their findings.
And is this something that for our viewers at home who are just having a hard time, or maybe will encounter one as they're looking at their January statement from their December spending, and hiring an attorney is very expensive. Is this something that Jack's Area Legal Aid then covers and can handle for anyone who's having problems?
Absolutely. If you've hit a dead end with the dispute process, if you've followed this and you've hit a dead end with the dispute process, feel free to reach out to us and apply for our services. We do represent people in this type of matter, and this is for consumer transactions.
And I want to point out, in case you have not used Jack's Area Legal Aid before, for our viewers, it is a free service then, which is fantastic that we have that in and around our area. Annie Rodriguez joining us. Thank you for your time this morning. We appreciate it.